No clickbait. As you can see, the videos on the screen will play a story. Quick message. If you're a person with a good heart, dealing with a crazy ex, or you in one of those back and forth toxic relationships, I would urge you to stand to the end. However, if you don't want to stand to the end and you just want to watch the story, it's cool. The only thing I ask you to do is hit the like button before you leave. Just please hit the like button before you leave. Or you could do me the favor and just hit the like button right now. I would greatly appreciate it. Now let's get into this tragic, unfortunate story.
Demetrius Omar Latif Allen, age 27, better known under his professional name as Ouncy Mitchell, was a professional bull rider on the PBR Tour.
Sugar Ray roll around the right, now back to the left into his hand, finish it! Boy, what?
He was ranked 23rd in the world in bull riding with the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. Demetrius was a talented cowboy and a familiar face on the Velocity Tour.
Come on out! Get around! Come on out, hey! Yes, sir! Ladies and gentlemen,
He also competed, and won, in the Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo. Demetrius became a professional bull rider at 18 years old and qualified for the 2019 PBR World Finals that same year. He competed alongside his father at the Bill Pickett Invitational, a traditionally all-black rodeo, in 2021. Demetrius was a resident of Houston, Texas. He travels around the world for his bull riding competitions. He was the father of a 4-year-old daughter who loved him so much. She loved her daddy. She loved him and loved him and loved him. It was always, my daddy this, my daddy doing this, my daddy took me fishing, said the is described as a very cool, level-headed and nice person.
Integrity, respect, humorous, adventurous. He was a force. He was a spirit.
He also likes to go to church and read the Bible.
All right, let me say this for the good people. Don't expect everybody to think like you. A lot of times, good people will attract the complete opposite. We'll attract broken people. Listen, don't assume that because you will do something and you will behave a certain type of way, they're going to do the same thing. You need to watch them. What you really see is what you see. Don't listen to their words. Watch their actions. If their actions align with their words, then cool. But go off of what they show you and make sure they earn the benefit of the doubt before you give them the benefit of the doubt. Just want to put that out there because I know how we are. Sometimes we assume that everybody like us, and that just ain't the case a lot of times. But let's continue.
Cousin described him as someone who would give you the shirt of his back. He was said to have been riding animals since age 2, when his mother entered him into a sheep riding competition. He went on to ride his first steer at age 4. He was described as a one-of-a-kind man who loved to ride and also loved to fish. Demetrius had dated a young lady named LaShawn Denise Bagley, age 22, who lived in Salt Lake City, Utah. They were in an on and off relationship. They see each other when they see, and they kept it like that. They did understand how to work out what was going on between them, and there was no stress in the on and off relationship. As things would have it, there was a competition that came up in Salt Lake City.
Okay, pause and make this quick. You have to be careful with these on and off relationships. I know I'm not judging y'all. I did it for 9 years on and off. And I know this is what people don't understand. Those of y'all that have done it or that's doing it, y'all gonna get what I'm about to say. Sometimes it can actually be fun because it's a lot of tension. You know, y'all get into it, y'all fall out, y'all stop talking for a while, and then y'all get back together. And once y'all get back together, it feels so good. Like it feels good when y'all get back together. Everything be right. Because the tension has gone down, and then y'all break up again. You know, y'all start to miss each other. You might start dating somebody. They ain't this person. They not your ex. So you go back to them, or they might just be slow. And then you go back to them. But again, when you first get back in there, everything feel on point. They can't do nothing wrong. And then, you know, they disappoint you, and it just becomes toxic. So if you in that type of situation, I know it's hard. I know it's not easy, especially if that's your person. Y'all been dealing with each other for a long time. You used to them and stuff like that. But more than likely you're gonna have to be the person to walk away and understand if they find something better, or if y'all paying bills together and y'all just got y'all stuff tied up. If they beat you to the punch of getting their stuff together, then they might just leave. So I would just urge you to just go ahead and start, you know what I'm saying, counseling, therapy to get yourself out that situation. I know it's fun when you get back together, but it ain't gonna go nowhere. More than likely, it ain't gonna go nowhere. But let's continue.
So Demetrius traveled to Salt Lake City to compete in the PRCA rodeo at the Utah State Fair and arranged to stay with LaShawn during his trip. On the night of the event, his family and friends were there to cheer him on as he competed. After the competition, he wanted to unwind for a bit, so Demetrius and LaShawn, as well as another woman, met up at the state fair before the three went to a club near downtown Salt Lake City. According to a police affidavit, Demetrius began showing interest in the other woman. When LaShawn saw Demetrius and the woman getting closer together, she freaked out and stormed off to the parking garage. Demetrius then followed LaShawn to the parking garage to let her know he would collect his things and leave when she drove off, nearly hitting Demetrius with the car. Demetrius and the woman then ordered a ride share to take them to LaShawn's apartment, where they tried to get in contact with her by texting, calling, and knocking on her door, but to no avail. All he wanted was to get his bull riding gears and leave. So when the woman saw LaShawn peek out of her blinds and Demetrius approached the balcony door, which was something he wished he never did. Upon sighting Demetrius, she was very furious he was still with the other woman. She opened fire through her front door. She fired 7 times, striking Demetrius with some of those bullets. The woman Demetrius was with called 911 and told the operator that Demetrius had gone to grab his stuff and that shots were fired, leaving Demetrius on the ground. She shot him, she opened the door and she shot him, the woman told the operator. When police arrived, they were able to securely apprehend LaShawn. LaShawn reportedly...
Okay, pause 1 second. Now, some of y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but when you dealing with somebody that's crazy and somebody that's emotionally unstable, if you got stuff at their house, just leave it. I know it's your stuff. I know you probably pay good money for it. Just leave it. You can get the stuff again. You got to remember they are emotionally unstable, especially if they just saw you flirting with another woman and you know they still got a lot of feelings for you, or another man and you know they still got a lot. Just leave that stuff there. Trust me. Emotionally unstable people cannot be trusted. You might wouldn't do whatever they'll do to you, but they're not you. Let's continue.
Asked if Demetrius was all right and if she would be able to use her firearm after the incident after being taken into custody. She reportedly added, "After seeing my ex with another woman, I went home and placed his belongings by the door so he could retrieve them from my apartment." Police noticed during their conversation with her that her speech was slurred, and they could smell alcohol on her breath. A blood test reportedly showed she had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08. There is no indication of any forced entry or attempted forced entry into the apartment, arrest documents stated. LaShawn was charged with murder and felony discharge of a firearm in Salt Lake City.
A professional bull rider from Texas is dead after being shot in a domestic violence incident in Salt Lake last night.
Police say the man rode in last night's rodeo at the Utah State Fair. The shooting happened early this morning in the ballpark area near 900 South and 200 West.
Fox 13 News reporter Emily Tenser spoke to the man's loved ones who say his career was just now starting. She joins us live tonight from Salt Lake Police Headquarters. Emily.
Bob, Kelly LaShawn Bagley, 21-year-old woman here in Salt Lake City. She was arrested earlier today. The victim's real name is Demetrius Allen, but he was best known in the bull riding community and among his loved ones as Ouncy Mitchell. He leaves behind a 4-year-old daughter. Sunday night, Ouncy Mitchell was in Salt Lake City doing what he loved one last time. Hours later, he'd lose his life after police say an on-again, off-again girlfriend shot him through a glass door.
I don't understand, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to understand. The guy that gives the straight off his back to anybody, why would you take his life away?
Mitchell told his best friend and cousin Ezekiel this was going to be his year. His career in professional bull riding was skyrocketing.
Went from relatively unknown on the standings to within a matter of months, he was 23rd in the world.
Life on the road meant months away from his 4-year-old daughter, but that never stopped him from being the best dad he could be.
She loved her daddy. She loved him and loved him, loved him. And it was always, my daddy this, my daddy doing this, my daddy took me fishing.
Nytisha Haywood says he showed Nyla how to follow your dreams.
She loves her dad. And so having to break that news to her was a huge distraught.
He was a quiet cowboy, but his actions were loud, and so was the impact he left in the arena and on his family.
She was initially released after being arrested because detectives needed to conduct additional investigations.
Ouncey's family wants to make it clear that while he may have had some dealings with her, Bagley was not his girlfriend.
She fled the state even though she was warned not to leave the state. An arrest warrant was issued for LaShawn on 1 count of domestic violence murder and 9 counts of felony discharge of a firearm.
The family of a professional bull rider from Fort Bend County now mourning his tragic death in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, police there saying that a female acquaintance killed Ouncey Mitchell while he was in town for the Utah State Fair. Jason Miles is live from Fresno with more from his grieving family. Jason.
Well, he took up after his dad. His daddy was a bull rider.
Nathan Jean Mama Sugar Sanders is the matriarch and is among those shocked by news of Ouncey's sudden death.
Because he's a nice person.
Laquita Allen is his mother, still trying to process the loss of her only son.
This tragedy is very unexpected. We expected him to die by the bull, not by the bullets.
Police in Salt Lake City say Ouncey was shot and killed early Monday morning at this apartment complex where he'd been staying with a female friend while in town for the Utah State Fair. Apparently, Ouncey came to collect his things after a dispute when she's accused of shooting him.
I really don't know the details. I don't want to know the details. My only thing is getting my son home.
Many in the bull riding community reacted to Ouncey's killing, including the CEO of Professional Bull Riders, or PBR, who offered condolences on social media.
He will be missed.
And mourned, his family says, by people around the world.
He has a bunch of support from everywhere. Everywhere.
LaShawn Denise Bagley was later arrested in the Houston area, Demetrius's hometown. She was arrested by members of the Southern District of Texas U.S. Marshal Service who were acting on information provided by Salt Lake City Police. On January 6, 2023, the Salt Lake City Police Department confirmed LaShawn's arrest after confirming the arrest warrant had been unsealed.
Woman wanted for the murder of a Houston area professional bull rider has been arrested in Fort Bend County. Law enforcement took 22-year-old LaShawn Denise Bagley into custody on January 3rd on a murder warrant after she left Utah during the investigation into the shooting death of 27-year-old Demetrius Allen, better known as Ouncey Mitchell. Sion Rhodes live at the newsroom with reaction from his family tonight. Sion.
Keith, Salt Lake City police arresting LaShawn Denise Bagley shortly after the incident back in September, but they released her while they continued their investigation. That's when she left Utah.
He was like, well, ain't it? Are y'all coming? We're like, yes, as soon as you get close.
The Mitchell family was looking forward to seeing 27-year-old professional bull rider Demetrius Allen, known as Ouncey Mitchell, compete at the upcoming Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
He was a top 33, so he was in it. Automatically. We were all excited because we were like, yes, we can all be there.
Finally.
That was in our plan, but God had other plans.
On September 12th, Salt Lake City police say Allen was shot and killed by 22-year-old LaShawn Denise Bagley. He was staying with her during a competition at the Utah State Fair.
Their relationship was not boyfriend-girlfriend.
Family members say the two got into an argument earlier that night, and when Allen went to retrieve his belongings from her apartment, Bagley opened fire.
He was outside asking for his things, and she took it upon herself to go and get her gun and cowardly shoot through the door.
Salt Lake City police said Bagley was initially arrested after the incident, but was released while detectives continued to investigate. And that's when she left Salt Lake City. She was arrested in Fort Bend County on a fugitive warrant January 3rd.
It's not the same. It will never be the same.
The family feeling closer to justice as they come to terms with life without Ouncey.
We are all hurting really, really bad, and she doesn't realize what she took from us. We will never get over this.
A spokesperson for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo telling me they plan to honor Ouncy Mitchell with what would have been his Rodeo Houston debut by issuing the back number he would have worn during competition.
LaShawn is currently being held at Salt Lake County Metro Jail without bond. Detectives at the Salt Lake City Police Department are continuing to investigate the case.
All right, and there you have it. Like the video if you have not liked the video. Condolences to the family. You all are very strong, mom, grandma, for y'all to be able to sit and talk to the news staff. It shows a lot. Baby mama, same thing. Well, I ain't gonna call you baby mama, the mother of his child. Same thing. Keep your head up, continue to pour good seeds into the baby. A part of him is in her, so I'm pretty sure she'll be great, and I'm praying that she's great. Just unfortunate for the family too, because this was a unique, to me, I don't know any bull riders personally, so we got a unique stand-up guy, and this has to happen because of selfishness. So condolences to you all, condolences to everybody that watches the sports and knew of him, and condolences to all his family and friends, anybody that he has impacted positively. Like the video if you have not liked the video. Now let's get into it. 21 years old, throwing her life away. Let me tell y'all something. Now, this is not for everybody. Some people, the person you with right now, if you're 21, you may still be with them, but it's a high chance that that person that you're with right now at that young age, you probably ain't gonna be with, and one day you'll be looking back and you'll be like, I don't even see how I was with them in the first place. It's just a chance of that happening. You never know what type of curveballs life gonna throw you up. You never know what growth is gonna lead to. Again, that's not everybody's case, but the odds are stacked against you still being with that person. Next, if you love somebody, you should want the best for them. That's what I don't understand about this young lady. This man was number 32. He was on to something big. Now I'm not saying him flirting in front of her probably didn't bother her because she's human, but just the fact that he was coming to get his stuff, you want to see him win, so you let him get his stuff and let him go on about his business. Because again, if you love him, you want to see him advance in life. And then also, if you really love a person, you pay attention to what they got going on around. The daughter loved him. So for you, if you're in that situation and you really want to hurt the person, think about the people they have around them. Like this man's daughter, he could have been spared just for that. Like, okay, man, I know I want to do something to you, but I'm gonna spare you just because of your daughter. And then also, if you in this type of situation and the person got to come and get their stuff, let them have it. Let them get their stuff. Matter of fact, if you can't hold your anger, put yourself in the room. Like if she had the stuff by the door, hand him his stuff. Or just open the door, put yourself in the room, let them get their stuff and leave. Especially if you have a weapon. The weapon, it gives you a false sense of power. So I'm suggesting that a lot of people stop walking around with weapons, because there's so many stories that I've seen where people just use them and find themselves in trouble. No weapon, worst case scenario, she probably would have hit him a couple of times and then he would have left and that would have been the end of it. But with that weapon, you can do something crazy. Next, condolences. May God be with him, rest his soul. But if you in this type of situation and your ex still got feelings for you, you probably want to bring another person around to try to get up on their skin. You probably want to do that. And then if you do and you go pick your stuff up, leave the other person in the car. And don't park the car in front of their house. You might need to park it down the street somewhere, because they probably gonna feel some type of way. If they look out there and they even see that person at their residence, they might feel violated. So you might just want to park the car down the street and walk to get your stuff. And if you can, definitely don't bring the other person around them, because again, it's still that, that y'all on and off. So a part of them feel like you still belong to them because y'all on and off. So, and even a lot of times, I know in my situation, even when it was over, they still didn't want to accept that it was over. because they get a high on you coming back. And they always expect y'all to come back together because that's what they used to. So just have to be careful. Make sure you don't bring any other people around. Sorry about that. Also, if somebody don't want you no more, let them move on. Trust me, you've lived before without them. So you could do it again. It was a time when you ain't even know them. Trust me, it may take a while. It may take, it might be a little process, but allow them to move on. You don't want to be chasing somebody that don't want you. It ain't a good look. And if you having problems with your emotion, you know what I'm gonna say: counseling or therapy. Counseling and therapy. And if you go to one counselor and it ain't working out for you, keep going until you find. Well, keep searching until you find the one that works for you. And before you pull the trigger, so you won't have to run like this young lady, because don't nobody want to be locked up. Think about the consequences before your action. And the last thing I'm gonna say is, if you have stuff at people's house, again, leave it there. If you know they're emotional and emotionally unstable, you don't know what their mindset is, just leave it there. Trust me, because you might pull up to a problem. So it's better for that stuff to remain there than you to. The stuff won't even matter if you're not here with us anymore. So I know a lot of people ain't trying to hear that, but just leave it there. Trust me. On that note, that's what I have for you all. Like the video. If you have not liked the video, drop a comment. Y'all let me know how y'all what y'all think about this situation, these stories. And also, if you have any suggestions or advice, drop it in the comment section. Trust me, people read comments. It doesn't matter if it comes from me or if it comes from you. It's just all about getting people help. Subscribe to the channel if you're into this type of content. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can be notified. Share the video if you know some people that'll benefit from it. I would greatly appreciate it. Go back and watch some of the old videos and hit the like buttons on those as well. If you into this type of content. On that note, I am out. I appreciate you all watching this far. I do not take it for granted. Peace.